Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And Crimsix continues to go rogue on the timeline, talking about first of all how Halo is definitely saving his life right now compared to where Call of Duty is, but also definitely roasting some of the FaZe guys as we head into the new year. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Top of the channel reach new people, please do subscribe as well if you have not yet already. First of all, there's some Holly, Damon Cumberbatch's wife. Well, she says, ask Porter if this is enough at Crimsix, because a couple of days ago he was talking about the fact that Karma's hair was maybe, could have been a little bit better, but he's decided to get a trim, but maybe not a full trim. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny, quite frankly. Now, this also, just to mention real quick, I'm sure you guys aren't particularly interested in what's happening in Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, but it is going to come out at some point or another, we imagine. Of course, Infinity Ward are just going to copy and paste Modern Warfare, you'd imagine, given the success of that game on all levels. Now, maybe not on the competitive front, but of course, that's another question in their minds. Now, still, Tom Henderson came out and kind of, said some things about the state of Modern Warfare 2, at least, what it's theorized to be. He talked about the fact that this may be the first game in quite some time with like a 3-year development cycle, like a proper one. Theoretically, Vanguard should have had more than that, really, just because it was meant to come out, Vanguard, when Black Ops Cold War came out, but they had to delay it because it was such a shambles or something, which similarly it still is. But, it seems like Modern Warfare 2 might have the full development cycle. Probably won't make it actually any good, right? Parkinson's Law and all that, but still a possibility. The other part of things are the maps that might come back. I mean, there's been some talk about Terminal, right? High Rise, could they make a return? At the same time, though, like, what are they going to do to these maps, right? If they put doors on these maps, like, they just ruin them, right? That's the thing. We thought London Docks was going to come here into Call of Duty Vanguard. Hasn't arrived yet. They might be bringing back USS Texas into the game, which, it would just be a shambles. But, even if they do, all these other maps they bring back, if they put doors on them, they're just not going to play as well as they did back in the day, right? Surely. So, it just makes things kind of frustrating. But anyway, to make a cracking Modern Warfare 2 news coming on, because of course, as soon as one Call of Duty game comes out, people are immediately talking about the next one. We talked about yesterday, right? Crimsix and Formal, they seem to have kind of a makeup, right, on the timeline. They were, having a good time playing some Halo last night, and seems to be the game that Crimsix can play right now, and actually keep himself sane, because, yeah, playing Call of Duty definitely is, tipping him over the edge, it seems, right now. But, also wanted to mention this real quick from Formal, just because, we kind of theorized with Tusk going to G2, kind of, leaving Formal spots open once again on Space Station Gaming, if he does want to come into that team, going into kind of the Anaheim event, I think is the next up one in Halo in February sometime, at least in the North American region. Space Station say a formal announcement soon, right? So yeah, Formal, like, you could well argue that Space Station are kind of hinting Formal's going to make the return. I think that'll probably make a fair bit of sense, frankly, but I'm pretty sure he's still scrimming with Sentinels at the present time, just because there's not really too much else they can do. But I imagine he's going to be back with Space Station relatively soon, if of course this is anything to be read into. Now, I'm kind of speaking of Halo, right? Crimsix has been talking about it the last few days, that talking to some of the Halo guys, saying, look, your game is so much better than what we have to play for Call of Duty, and saying effectively right here that Call of Duty is going to kill him, because he's got to run around against aBeZy and scrims and stuff like this. It's not the funnest time. He's talked about this before. That's why he smokes a load of cigarettes, because it's tough to deal with some of these crack kids running around, and the frustrations of that invokes. Now, he's kind of talked also though that he can play Halo for many hours in a row and not have any uses at all. He didn't have a single craving for a cigarette, because he was just playing Halo all the time, and that's potentially going to save his life at some point or another. So I'll share this clip for you guys before we move onwards. Call of Duty kills me. Halo might be saving Crim.
I am torturing my mind right now. Halo, on the other hand, it's funny. Halo kind of makes me, dude, I just played this for like 2-3 hours, no cig break. Call of Duty, on the other hand, I can't go 3 games without a smoke. It's funny because so Call of Duty will kill me. Halo will save me. Good, bravo. Good, bro. Good job on this game. But with that being said, Halo community, when I was playing Reach rather than dealing with my dumbass, you exiled me. So f all of you. I hate all of you.
Now, Crim was not done there on the rampage of last night. This I thought was particularly, well, pretty spicy, really, with, well, some of the things that were said, especially, you know, some of the insults that go around between the pro players. I think generally they get along pretty well, so it's not really too much of a big deal. But some of the insults go around about like, people's weight and stuff like this, right? Which, you know, Methods can maybe get away with because he still has the fat card, as he says, because he used to be pretty chubby, let's just say, back in the good old days. And, well, some of the other pro players in a similar boat. But, you know, some of the, about players' looks and stuff like this gets kind of questionable. Now, well, as Crimsix says right here, putting this on every single time we play those alien-looking guys over on FaZe Clan. So, well, this is C, the main title song by Bear McCreary. It's an absolute banger, but, you know, some of these songs, right, can get you fired up for some of these events. I do wonder what some of the music these guys listen to is before they go out on the main stage. But as it continues with, going to give the meanest death stare to Cellium until he either, you know, pisses himself or gets turned on. Not sure which will come first, but he probably will. So, you know, Crim and Cellium have always kind of had this back and forth. The whole, like, alien-looking thing I thought was, well, kind of interesting, no doubt. But, you know, Cellium doesn't really do too much on Twitter to respond to this and stuff. But, you know, I thought Crim was, well, certainly having a good time on the timeline regardless. And Arcitys is kind of looking at this thinking, okay, how good a Crimsix? Like, you know, calm it down a little bit in terms of the insults. You know, what the hell? Alien-looking guys, you know, that's screwed up, man. What are you playing at? Now, you know, so maybe this just sparks a nice little bit of rivalry when these guys do potentially match up. Of course, look, we know Crimsix, and of course he's on New York Subliners right now, up against FaZe. That's always a cracking rivalry. Clayster versus the Tiny Terrors and, well, all those guys is always a good time. And I'm sure this season it'll be the same way again. I hope that we get some really great matchups here at this upcoming event. I'm not sure how they're going to do the seeding for this Kickoff Classic tournament. I'm pretty sure, I guess, the top 8 teams are just going to go to the top sides, because in previous Kickoff Classics, they've basically, like the first couple of seasons we had it, they pretty much just rigged the matches for storylines. That's what they did year 1, that's what they did year 2. Now, whether they do that again, I don't know if they could really do that with a tournament format, but hopefully, nonetheless, we get some good matches. New York versus FaZe would be a good one, especially with Crim saying stuff like this in the timeline. I also, well, found this a while ago as well, back in June sometime, when he's kind of having some words to Cellium on the timeline. Like, FaZe may have won the match, but I guarantee you Cellium does not have this much form and function. Thought this is kind of a funny tweet from the time. Now, you know, so Crim and Cell definitely have their back and forth over the course of it. He will set a few words here on the timeline that maybe, well, are going to rile up the FaZe guys to get the better of New York when they do match up at some point or another this season. Hopefully at the kickoff events, but some of these teams are only going to play one series, given that, well, it is single elimination, as we discussed slightly earlier today. This also just from Crimsix, right, because he goes rogue lately. I don't know how his mind works sometimes to come up with this type of stuff, but it's impressive nonetheless. Crimsix's content pitch to New York Subliners: Call of Duty Guantanamo Bay, empty warehouse, CDL League setup, you know, trash it, you know, quotation marks, basically like they're talking about whatever setup they have, like I guess in terms of the PCs that they use, because there was some talk last year about the monitors that were being used at the events were different to what they had to use in practice, or like just some weird stuff like that. So I think it was like the LAN event in the backstage rooms, the monitors were different, and the actual computers they get are just nowhere near as good as their ones at home, because they just like kind of skimp out on the computers. To be fair, a lot of tournament organizers do this, but still, it's not exactly ideal. He reckons they're trash. 2 giant construction-like spacing players, death metal max volume, scary looking dudes as interrogators. I'll be asking my LARPing friends, and 16 versus 16 new maneuver until you break down. So, you know, could be entertaining stuff to watch, no doubt. Need to get some casters in there as well. But Crim giving the CDL some good ideas about how to exactly run a competitive league ecosystem, I suppose. This also, just to mention real quick, that Chrome pointed out, can we please get a Rookie of the Year award this season? This is one of the big surprises, frankly, of last year. The fact that for whatever reason, despite the fact that they brought nice graphics up like this, for example, in May, when it was kind of Insight, Hydra, Standy, those were kind of the top 3 contenders. And to be fair, Neptune towards the end of the year was a monster as well. But still, it was pretty much between Insight and Standy at the end, given the fact that those were the only 2 players out of these, well, 5 guys right here, that won an event that year. And of course, Insight kind of was pretty much the unanimous winner at the end of the day, given what he did for Ultra, but Standy was certainly there or thereabouts as well. Now, for whatever reason, they actually never gave out this award. They gave out the official MVP, but they never officially gave out like a Rookie of the Year award, which is kind of strange given that they did do graphics like this. They talked about it on stream quite a lot as well. The fact that, okay, these guys are rookies, like, wow, this guy's just coming in his first year, he's doing really well, but they never actually gave out a Rookie of the Year award. So maybe Crone's kind of saying, look, maybe next year we can take that step in that direction. Just wanted to say this as well, because Brian's stats we looked at earlier today, some of the longest tenured pros, this I thought was kind of interesting, really, looking at, well, in the entirety of Call of Duty history, in terms of calendar years, who won the most events. So back in 2009, 2009. Of course, there wasn't too many events going on. Things really started to kick off in, I guess, 2011, 2012, like Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2 type era. There was some Black Ops 1 tourneys, of course, still going on back in 2010. And then things kind of went crazy, right? In 2013, 2014, of course, the Complexity and Evil Geniuses dynasty going on in this time. Then things very much switched over to the OpTic dynasties, where Crimsix also was involved. And yeah, 2015 at Scump, Crim, and Formel won 9 championships together. That's just ridiculous. And then 2016, 2017, this entire team won the most, right, in that entire era. Then 2018 was kind of a crazy year, because the winner was actually fought with TJ Halley, because in World War II, he won 3 events on Rise Nation, and then in the December event, I guess for it was the Black Ops 4 kickoff event in Vegas, he also won that on OpTic, right? So he won 4 events that year, and then, well, since then, 2019, for example, it was very varied, to be honest. We had a load of players winning just 2 events that season. 2020, I guess it was 4 with the Dallas Empire guys, but at the same time, I guess they won a few home series, but still, it was kind of a weird season, that really, given the fact that there was only 8 teams attending each event. 2021, of course, it was the guys on FaZe. They won, what, 4 events out of the 6 in the season, and then, well, 2022 does very much remain to be seen, and, well, yeah, just Crim also having a good time in this clip just to finish things off. Second clip was on mouse and keyboard. Do not tell Myth, right? I wonder if he'll still try and keep this battle going with, controller versus PC players with Myth, even after Myth left TSM, I'm pretty sure, last week sometime. But very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit in a like button. Tell the YouTube gods this is a good video. I just like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care. And I will see you next time.
One step top, weak, easy 2-piece.
Ish. That's a COVID-ish. Cheat on. Oh, they think I'm cheating. I know they think I'm the cheater. I know they got to at this point. This is... Oh, long haul. Don't you do it.
Cash or charge.
Oh, they definitely think you cheated. Oh, you definitely what he's talking about. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I'm streaming. I'm cheating. I'm cheating the stream right now. Oh my. Oh, look, they definitely think I'm cheating.
We have the ball.
Oh my God.
Bro, you got it.